prescription. Please, show me your 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 prescription.
Всем привет, дорогие! Добрый вечер, и хорошее настроение. Меня зовут Юлия, и мы сегодня с вами играем в Genshin Impact. Мы сегодня будем крутить Бай Чжу и Кавеха заодно. Я ждала этот момент больше 2 лет, потому что как я только на старте увидела в цепочке Лиё Бай Чжу, я такая: о боже, мне нужен этот мужчина, когда он выйдет. Но стихия, которая у него была на тот момент, даже не существовала в игре, так что спустя 2 с чем-то года я дождалась свой момент. Ждем, пока обновится баннер. Я 0 минут. 0 минут. Дай мне новый баннер, Господь всемогущий, пожалуйста. Так, а у меня Nvidia сдохла, да? Замечательно. Восторг, обожаю, когда это случается. Сейчас, секунду. Или Nvidia, что ты делаешь? Что делает Nvidia? Ну, Господу Богу известно, что она делает. А почему-то не зацепилась. Ну ладно, поживем как-нибудь без нее пока. А, не, смотрите-ка, отцепилась. Что-то она тупит. Ну, хотя, наверное, это из-за ОБС-ки. Ждем, сейчас баня сменится. Чуть-чуть осталось. В связи с чем мне все так пугает? Ну давайте. Есть. Я в сомнении насчет вот этого вот безобразия, потому что лук Амоса мне никуда не вперся. Он у меня уже есть. Это стандартное оружие. И я не представляю, то есть... Я на самом деле думаю подождать Реран. Может быть, на Реране будет кто-то более полезный, что-то более полезное вместе с этой хреновиной. Но пока оружейка выглядит просто бестолково лично для меня, потому что я не собираюсь на этот аккаунт крутить Гдюй. У меня ее нет. И просто, блин. Так. Я предлагаю сделать две вещи. Я предлагаю зайти в инвентарь и выкинуть нахрен яблоки. Я могу же выбросить яблоки? А то в противном случае их придется все съесть. В каком разделе у меня вообще яблоки? В еде, наверное, да? Пока яблоки. Во-вторых, мы поднимаемся вместе с Чучой. Так, тестовый забег. Давайте. Ой, тут. Ой-ой-ой. Так, ну этого я фармлю уже сколько, 3 недели. Еще же квест вышел его, Господь всемогущий. Давайте начнем с теста. А то я сейчас по 1000 скажу, фу.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Rain outlines your fate.
Так, можно в как-нибудь в хиличурлом целиться, нет? Так, хорошо.
Try not to enjoy. Rain cutter.
Mind the side effects. Remember, health comes first.
Ну, мне кажется, он больше милишник, чем каталист.
Let's spark things up. Witness the power of Gugwa. Know my soul.
Taking a turn for the better.
The doctor will see you now.
Ты еще что такое, Господь всемогущий? Ничего
You're
себе.
in for a little shock.
Это что-то такое тут выдают.
Seems like an emergency. A bitter pill to swallow.
Что у них здесь надето, интересно? Сигна. Миллилит напополам с этим, с розовым. 8. 37 тысяч хп. Что я только, Карин, я же говорила, я когда буду крутить докторов, я буду выкидывать все яблоки, потому что мало ли что. Ой, не то нажала. Потому что у меня как минимум, мне еще нужен дотор, и тогда я тоже буду выбрасывать яблоки. Кавех. Так, тут за это тоже дают гемчики. Бла-бла.
Cool it.
No touching.
Загони очень скучный
This is
геймплей.
long overdue.
Она разносит все к чертям собачьим, но очень скучно это делает. Я иногда думаю забрать ее все-таки на сдачу, но нет. Я не знаю. Или не ее одевать, если честно. Играть ей скучно. Так, Кавех. Что делает Кавех? С чем он сейчас вот будет? Что они надели на Кавеха? Ой, деревянный меч. Кавех в этой расстановке, распальцовке, конечно, выглядит забавно. Ой, серьезно? Это твой сет? А у меня из этого сета есть хорошие частички. Увеличивает урон реакции ботанизации. А, я вспомнила. Что, реально ему подходит? Там можно даже, мне кажется, что-то на него собрать будет из этого сета-то. Нет, там что-то накумекано. Так. Тапки. Офигенные. Так.
Scanning.
Офигенно. И это офигенно.
Watch and learn. Scanning.
Я, если честно, даже особо не смотрела, что он делает. По умолчанию, как бы, вот этот вот скилл с чемоданом, с мечом прикрученным к чемодану, это уже восхитительно. Ой, он теряет тупо переключение, а. Блин, не шумно. Так. Все, забираем гемы и идем крутить. Этих не буду проходить, за них гемов не дают. Погнали. Если честно, я просто не верю. Столько ждать, и, блин, я сегодня чуть не вымерла за последние несколько часов. Погнали. Фиолеточка. Дубина переговоров. Дубина переговоров — это хорошо. Меч Фавония — это не очень хорошо. Стандартные круточки Юли. Меч Фавония. Вместо Кандаки. Ничего нового. Вот это круточки. Вот это по-нашему. Поехали дальше. Там 45 было откручено. Это 55, 65. О! Мужик. Мужик пошел. Мужик пошел, это хорошо. Давайте еще одного. Больше мужиков. Ну, все остальное еще... Звезд с неба не хватает, так сказать. Сейчас должно быть лего. Да. Мне 50 на 50. Здесь нет гаранта. Здесь только 240 круток, чтобы на всякий случай. Уж точно гарант. Здравствуйте. Но у меня первая. Еще две, это самое, как минимум, сразу две круточки в стандарт. Ну давай, кто? Да ты серьезно? Помянем. Помянем. Это сколько? C1? Погнали дальше. Где вообще мои леги без гаранта? Где мои леги без гаранта вообще? Вот вопрос. Вопрос о вопросов. Кавих, C1. О, C5. Вот это хорошо сейчас случилось. Смотрите, что. Смотрите, что можно сделать вкусно. Ой. Ну-ка, вжух. Жмых. Да жмых тебе говорю. R5. R5 песня странников. И еще вот один тут на закусочку можно качать еще один. А сколько кэтсин? Да, C1. Так, ладно, давайте продолжать крутить. Это у меня был порыв. 24 тысячи гемов улетают в трубу. Телега не по гаранту. Кавих. Это не лего не по гаранту. Это вообще не лего. Игра. Здрасте, кэшбэк. Кандайки, кстати, вообще всего одна упала. Еще кэшбэк. О, вот это охуенно. Вот это круточки для меня. Здрасте. Падай больше, мой дорогой. Собираю кавехов за всех вас. Я бы поделилась, поверьте мне. Привет Олегу. Я собираю второй R5 ржавый. Где лего? Где вообще? Что? 24 тысячи гемов. Спасибо. И все под гарант. Здрасте. 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 Это называется, вот знаешь, 2 года ждала, и еще 75 круток подождешь. Почему бы и нет? Совсем оборзили. Кэшбэк свешли. 13 тысяч гемов. Вопрос. Ложануться тут? Не, я не очень это хочу кушать, честно. Это какой-то пипец. Давайте 10 сюда жмыхнем, короче. Знаете, что это такое? Знаете, что это такое? Знаете, что это? Я вам сейчас покажу, что это. Смотрите, узрите, behold. Просто вчитайтесь в это. Просто вот оцените. У всех членов отряда поблизости увеличивается крит. Геурон в соответствии с уровнем области. Стойкость 10, крепость 20, ярость 30, 40. Это пишлеги просто. Вот это лего мне прилетело, короче, с оружки. Кандаки. С сколько ты там дохуя? Ну-ка. Нет, тоже до гаранта решила тянуть. О, обойду. Здрасте. А можно еще кавехов? Или не завезли больше? Без ни одной ранней легии. Это какой-то капец. Что-то женщина начала меня преследовать. Она не договорила. О. Здрасте. Добрый вечер. Да, представляете, самый. Давайте кэшбэчнем. Кэшбэчнем еще. $15 круточек с кэшбэка. Он кэшбэчить начал. За 6 кавех. Сейчас мы будем заниматься извращением. Нужно будет... Нужно одну круточку собрать. 50 гемов. Товарищи, где быстро взять 50 гемов? Даже меньше, чем 50 гемов. Какой-нибудь... Блин, а я все эти открыла, а этот подземный. В чайник людей сводить, точно. Точно, повели в чайник людей. Тут для них место. Блин, а кавиха... Мне кавиховую хрень некуда поставить будет. Хотя с Бай Чжу, наверное, хватит. Нет, с Бай Чжу будет 40. Да, еще Кандаки. А для Кандаки у меня тоже здесь ничего нет. Все подозрительно. Так, компаньон. Давайте сначала этого берем, потом посмотрим. Серьезно? Он взял и вышел? Вот зараза. Куда ты пошел? Вон он.
This kitchen looks like a convenient place for not only cooking, but also making decoctions. Thank you for inviting me here. This small stove will do nicely, and I already have all the other equipment with me. It's a great relief knowing I won't have to keep my patients waiting. Thank you.
Так, 20 гемов. Господи, там написано учеба. Мне показалось, что там уеба написано. Думаю, ты это самое, ты чего, мать? Я уж хотела охренеть.
I can tell you've put a great deal of thought into decorating the study. The potted plant in particular. It's refined and elegant in appearance, but still carries with it a subtle hint of the wilderness. For those who spend extended periods of time at their desk, it's no doubt a relaxing sight. Taking care of the mind is an important part of healthy living. In that sense, the layout of your study is an ideal one.
Ай, ну спасибо, спасибо.
They say that a person's residence is an accurate reflection of their character, and I find it to be quite sensible. Now that I've seen your realm within for myself, yes, you indeed possess a most intriguing character.
Тебе
My
здесь
way of living
нравится?
differs slightly from those of others, but please don't worry about it. I've brought everything that's important to me. After all, it's a doctor's responsibility to take care of themselves first and foremost.
Что взял, если не секрет?
Ah, just a few things for my personal use. I'm not in the best physical condition, and have to take my medicine as soon as something begins to flare up. That's why I carry a medicine box wherever I go. Apart from the medicine, there are also quite a few bottles and jars in my possession. They're heavy and take up a lot of space, so I didn't bring too many of them along.
Мне более чем достаточно свободного места.
Thank you, but there really is a lot. You're the owner of this place, and I don't want to take excessive advantage of your hospitality.
Look at him, mincing his words and trying to be polite. Let me explain. If you ask me, a lot is a grave understatement. You wouldn't believe how many of those jars there are.
Он на нее смотрит, прикольно.
It'd probably take more than one empty room for everything to fit. Think twice before you say yes.
Мы вполне способны себе это позволить. Ничего страшного.
Let me write up a list then. I'll ask Gui to bring them over.
You seriously think he'll be able to carry everything on his own? Even if he got Chi-Chi to help, it'd still be impossible to bring them all in one go.
Perhaps I should take a trip back to the pharmacy to pack everything up and have them delivered a few boxes at a time.
Так много?
Sorry, I'm a bit of a hassle to deal with.
Очаровательно. Пошли поговорим с Кавехом. Он нам сейчас этот самый выразит какое-нибудь сильное недовольство, наверное.
Hello.
Здрасте.
This place sure is interesting.
Тебе здесь нравится?
I'm still getting used to it all. Never have I seen a place where you can decorate to your heart's whimsy. You don't understand what this means to an architect like me. It blows my mind. So much free space for building and designing. It's like a sketchbook that'll never run out of pages. I guess what I really want to say is, I'm so grateful that you invited me here as your guest.
Чувствую себя как дома.
That might not be the best idea.
Да пофигу вообще, тут никто не живет, чуваки.
To be perfectly honest with you, my blood has been boiling with excitement ever since I first stepped foot in this realm. Guess it's a designer's instinct. I mean, if you ask me, I think all artistic folks are kinda like this. Looking at your realm, all I can think about are things like architectural composition and facade designs. Speaking of which, can I see your gardens and ponds? Or how about your water fountains? If you don't mind, tell me what you had in mind when decorating your realm. I want to know the reasoning behind why you arranged the roads and buildings like this.
Я расположил их, применив те знания, которые получила путешествие.
Ah, I see. Taking what you've learned from your travels and applying them to your principles of design. Oh, excellent. You have the eye for this kind of work. If the life of an architect wasn't so difficult, I'd recommend that you enroll in formal study.
Ок. Так, нам нужно на одном из островов кое-что убрать и положить туда хрень для Кавеха, чтобы... А потом поставить все назад. Потому что я не хочу менять обитель, чисто чтобы Кавеха переселить. Тусовка. Наверное, где-то вот здесь. Так, наборы. Я просто для него все построено в этом, блин, как его называют-то, господь? В чайнике. Мне что-то стало резко лень перебирать убрать этот чайник, я лучше схожу, переключусь на другой. А потом мы опять вернемся в вот это вот развлечение.
This realm.
Так, уровень... Сменить форму обители. Так, нам нужно сюда. Да. Да, сейчас мы туда Кавеха поставим, он даст нам гемы, и мы вернемся назад и покрутим еще 10. Откровенно говоря, какая-то хрень, потому что, ну, с другой стороны, я на Альбедо тогда не проиграла 50/50. Здесь я 50/50 проиграла, ну, по сути, те же 2 лиги я слутала. Но на Альбедо я собирала в 2 раза в половину меньше. Сколько? У меня здесь было 34 там с чем-то тысяч гемов, а на Альбедо я собирала 23. В общем, как-то доктор не торопится. Так, компаньон. Где? Так, здесь ты не помещаешься. Хорошо, ничего хорошего. И здесь не поместишься, да? И здесь не поместишься. А здесь? О! Вот здесь в засре не будешь стоять, раз нигде не помещаешься. Так, теперь нужно вот сюда. Послушаем, что хорошего он нам сейчас скажет.
Oh, I just love theaters.
Довольный
They
колбаса.
take you away from your troubles, and you just feel so free. I quite like this fountain. It's on the smaller side, but it serves its purpose well. The decorations on the side are quite lovely, too.
Так, подожди, а где для него вторая штука была? А, я вспомнил. Подожди, для него вторая штука была, это как для Нахиды, по-моему. А я что, не поставила, что ли? Ты прикалываешься сейчас. Бля, вот это вот подстава. Что-то мне казалось, что я ее поставила, а я тормоз. Но там, наверное, уже хватит сейчас гемов. Но хочется послушать, что он скажет. Бля, это сейчас надо выселиться в какой-нибудь пустой чайник, да? Ненавижу все это. Это очень неудобно все сделано. Сменить форму обители. Вот здесь вот, по-моему, ни хрена не построено. Давайте туда переедем, поставим как мусор. И уедем назад. Или подожди. Или прям вот здесь вот может. Да.
This style is one of the most widely used in Sumeru. You can see its influence on many of the Academia's buildings.
Я так понимаю, тебе просто этот фонтан нравится, и вот эти вот кусты.
If I could recommend only one of Sumeru's architecture styles, this one would be it. The central white section really brings the whole composition together. As for any shortcomings, I suppose the sections extending from the floral vault are prone to collecting dust. It must be a pain to clean them.
Так, Пухляш, неси нас назад в нормальную хату. А то я не знаю, что здесь за этот самый за безобразие развернулось. Так. У меня есть еще такие, но я пока их оставлю. Да, и последняя десятка Лего. Просто вот максимально. C1 Делюк, C1 Кицин. О, тут еще кэшбэк, смотри. Кэшбэчит. В сыром все. Давайте в сыром все. Так, теперь самое интересное. Самое интересное смотреть, хватит ли мне на прокачку то, что я собрала. Откровенно говоря, это самые несчастливые мои крутки, потому что столько раз 50 на 50. Я еще, наверное, не проигрывала подряд. Ни одной ранней лиги, все до гаранта. Не зря собирала запасу. 5 кандаки. За 240 круток 5 кандаки. Но на самом деле еще Гора упал. Гора это круто. Ну и мы, кстати, на этой штуке, если ее прокачать, мастерства стихий больше, чем на R5 вот этой штуки, мне интересно. Я не знаю. Так, что нам надо? Нам надо взять вот это. Господи, Люмин, ты кряхтишь? А тут хп 20%, ни хрена себе тут напрокало. Ну и что у нас получилось? Так, ну он еще первого уровня, 8000 хп. Погнали. Я не знаю, попробовать докрутить его до C1 или все-таки оставить мне гарант на Линет или Ни. Подумаешь, посмотрим. Давайте сначала вот этим разберемся.
Everything must take its due course. No need to be impatient.
Да, ёж твою метелицу. Должно все... Я опять сделаю все не так. Должно, по идее, всего хватить. Но если что, у меня там есть смола.
Thanks to your hard work, I think I'm feeling stronger than ever.
Так приятно, когда уже все собрано, и можно просто тыкать на кнопочку.
My energy is on the rise. I suppose it's due to the recent improvements in my condition. I don't feel so weary, even after a full day of seeing patients. This...
Да, ты еще не договорил. Ладно, послушаю. Если вы там все еще смотрите, а не упали где-нибудь в жалости ко мне, то что с отрядом-то делать будем? Потому что его выбивание не стоял вопрос, убивать его или не убивать, потому что мне просто сразу понравился. Вопрос с Кавехом его поставить. Две воды им насыпать.
How shameful. But don't worry. From this day on, I will take care of you.
Ого. Забираем. Забираем. Так. Это есть. Это есть. И этого нет, к сожалению. Тут сейчас насколько хватит. Потому что с боссов цветочков всего 2. И один там, по-моему, еще 1 или 2 можно перекрафтить. Но там еще плюс на Кавеха. Причем у меня 2 на него, 2 на Кавеха выпало, еще 2 на крафт. Я, по-моему, собирала с учетом того, чтобы 777 дать. Пустить на босика или это уже? А я, я не помню, мы на этой неделе ходили на одеяло или не ходили? Все, здесь на 7 уже не хватает. Я могу теоретически еще одну конвертнуть. У меня там есть одна бабочка. Для него еще. Сейчас Кавеха поднять надо. Давайте день рождения послушаем. И еще на еду. Значит, подарок.
Superb. More, please.
It is good, isn't it?
Змея тоже довольна.
Ah, well done. Your culinary skills have improved. Well, at least it still tastes better than medicine.
В воскресенье ходили, но сейчас можно будет посмотреть. Смешно.
Refresh my memory, Bai Chжу. How do we say that again?
You mean how to wish someone a happy birthday?
Yes, precisely.
I hope that this day will be one filled with joy every year, and that you would always keep these times near. Happy birthday, traveler.
Hey, so what should I say now? Let me think. I can't think of anything. I sincerely wish you a happy birthday, too. What are you laughing at? People are so bothersome, with more traditions and twists than even a snake.
You've been working hard day after day. Even though I'm the doctor, I've still had to trouble you with my health. How shameful. But don't worry. From this day on, I will take care of you. My energy is on the rise. I suppose it's due to the recent improvements in my condition. I don't feel so weary. Thanks to your hard work, I think I'm feeling stronger than ever.
So cold. So sleepy.
Боже.
Chang-shang? Chang-shang? Out like a light. What lovely weather! Which reminds me, we just received a batch of herbs.
Don't worry. Even if Chi-Chi forgot to dry out the herbs, Herbalist Gui will certainly remember to put them out in the sun.
Yes, you're right. Ah, you're still awake. Is that a yawn I see? Good morning. I'm in the habit of enjoying a cup of tea before breakfast. Shall I pour some for you? You mustn't sit for extended periods of time after eating lunch. Instead, I recommend going for a walk. It's good for digestion. Good evening. If you're here for treatment, then I'm afraid that Boo Boo Pharmacy's clinic has already closed for the day. However, if you are experiencing a medical emergency, then I'll see what I can do for you, of course. If you happen to be here just to see me, then you're right on time. I'm off duty now.
Так, качаем Кавеха теперь. Этого добрали. Так, вылазь. Тебе... Чё там? На вот это. Вот, смотри, какой красивый. Цветочками для тебя берегла. Так, а чё у меня есть вот из этого сета? Где он? Кстати, где он? Часы на защиту. Охуенно. Это безумное перо какое-то, блин. На самом деле, я вот это безумное перо могу ему отдать. Там на хите что-то еще было, как вариант. Давайте посмотрим, кто это пукнет. Если оно пукнет, если мне хватит то, чем его пукнуть. И не хватит. Так, что делать? На мастерство ему, наверное, надо, да? Это сложно. Что Тому раздеть? Давайте Тому разденем. А если Тому раздеть, то этот самый... А, ну да. Качать, не перекачать.
This'll do nicely. Thank you.
А,
Where's
нет,
my-
ключи.
Not again. Got any more where that came from? Where's my key? Not again.
Очень здесь не хватает кнопки, как в Старейле, типа бахнуть все. Желательно сразу до 90-го. Господи, как я же заколебалась. Ладно, хоть кнопку еще зажать можно. Да, золото, да, ты ключи
My
потерял. Ты
horizons-
уже третий раз о них вспоминаешь. Успокойся.
The more power I wield.
Он из Манштата, походу. Ужасно.
Where's my key?
Тут еще на сдачу можно немножко кондакию качнуть. Будет дать копье 70. Что я опять делала с происходящим вот здесь вот? Что происходило? Непонятно. Блин. 240 крюк такой тут. Просто шедевр. С другой стороны, там это... Фишельно кэшбэчево. Подожди, я Кавеху забыла скиллы прокачать. Я помню, как я выбила Аят и пошла в бездну без скиллов. И причем я ее прошла, и это было просто всрат.
I feel a new My shield grows.
Хватит ли мне на 50 ее, блин, сейчас вознести? Круточку забрать. Вот ты падаль, а. Ну-ка, пошли за круточкой сражаться. Так. Где? Кто? Кавех. Где его искать-то, Господь всемогущий? Давай ты воды нальешь. Кто-нибудь еще воды нальет. Ты воды нальешь. Ты нальешь воды? У тебя есть чем налить? Шапка деда на розарии. Почему шапка деда на розарии? Что вообще происходит? Остановишь 16. 12. Вот этот надень. Цветок бесхозный есть? А если найду? Что-то как-то с бесхозными цветами плохо. А здесь что? Вот этот надень, пофиг. Восстановить капец. Часы. Почему эти часы на силу атаки никакие? Бля, что происходит? А где какие-нибудь часы на восстанову у меня есть? Норм. Так, блин, верни пацана. Где пацан? Все, приехали. Так, тебя сюда. Не, подожди, наверное, вместо пацана нужно Давайте фишель шмыхнем. Господь всемогущий. Что-то какое-то безумие. Я, если честно, уже потеряла мысль того, что я хотела делать. Давай вот это возьмем.
I'm sure I've forgotten something.
А, я
worry, I'll
вспомнил, о
simply
чем
send someone to fetch
хотели.
it.
Мы хотели взять
As
Тому.
soon as I remember what it was.
Хотели взять Тому. Но Тому-то не во что одеть. Потому что если одевать Тому, то Кавеху ничего не достается. А это не раздеть не могу, потому что... Потому что она будет во второй пачке. Это неудобно.
Everything's in place and they've taken the bait. Yes. Now to start reeling them in.
Ситуация печальная. Тут артефактов на всех не хватает. Надень пока это посмотрим. 500 мастерства, все можно нафигачить. Сходим так, я думаю, босса-то мы убьем, а там подумаем. Сначала какая-то война за эти самые, за коритовые артефакты. Теперь война за артефакты на мастерство стихий. Почему я не поменяла пати? What?
Hopefully this won't take long.
Need a hand?
Where are we headed this time?
Че мужик?
Very well. I shall put my official duties to one side for the moment.
Что там еще что-то хочет от меня? Уходи. Ты серьезно? Игра, этот самый, игра хочет, чтобы я чувствовал себя виновата. Он кашляет, когда бегает, это ужасно.
The doctor will see you now.
Scanning.
Я, если честно, понятия не имею.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Come at me.
В одной цели вместе работает. Идиот.
Mind the side effects.
Мне кажется, у них будут проблемы с энергией.
The doctor will see you now.
Mind the deluge.
Remember, health comes first. Mind the side effects.
I got you covered. Breaking new ground. Sight clear.
надо их перебирать, надо сидеть и перековыривать все мои артефакты.
Cascade.
Читать,
Come at
как
me.
они работают.
A bitter pill to swallow. Seems like an emergency.
Be still.
Sight clear. Hey.
Kamisato Arc. Suiyu.
Cascade.
The doctor will see you now.
Check this out.
Бутонов вообще не стало.
Mind the side effects.
Ничего
Don't get
не
too close.
заряжается.
Here's backup.
Come at me. Watch and learn.
Куда ты бежишь?
A bitter pill to swallow.
Fire it up.
Я не знаю, честно, во что их одевать, потому что у меня столько штук на мастерство стихий нет. Еще один сет на хп я там наберу, чтобы какого-ми переодеть. Ну, блин. Добрый вечер, сет на хп. Что с мастерством делать, я не знаю. Столько народу на мастерство у меня в патче не поместится. Так, кондаки. Выше. Тоже. Даже круточек нет, куда вытащить. Теперь драка за часы на хп. Вот часы на хп, на возьми. Ладно, пошли крутить стандартный баннер. Забыл крылья надеть. Безобразие. На. Ситуация сложная, вот он. Нормально. Что будет смешно, если даже фиолеточку не докрутим. Меч Фалония. Помянем. Помянем мои 34 тысячи гемов. 36, наверное. Да, ты куда? Чё он вот один вообще? Увеличит количество зарядов навыка универсальная диагностика. Что делает навык универсальная диагностика? Господь всемогущий. Я, кстати, вспомнил, что я... Конечно же. О, у него, кстати, в пустыне.
This isn't my first trek into the desert, but I can never get used to the heat. Is there no shade anywhere? This is marvelous. Can you teach me how to make it? I bet this would go great with a glass of wine. Huh? It's,
Он решился даже речи.
Is it your birthday today? Well, congratulations! Birthdays are important days, and it's also one of those days in the year that gets you thinking about your family. However you spend today, I hope it makes you happy. This'll do nicely. Thank you. Got any more where that came from? My horizons have been broadened. I hope I can hold on to this feeling. The more power I wield, the more things I can accomplish. Even if achieving my goals comes at a cost, And even if all my hopes and dreams are built on pain and suffering, I don't want to turn back now. I can't deal with anything that's too hot or spicy. If I have to eat them, I leave them to cool first, so I at least don't burn my tongue. My favorites are alcohol, warm soup, and anything with cream or cheese in it. Oh, and I'll never say no to fresh fruit.
Звучит все это очень вкусно.
My troubles? The most obvious one would be my financial situation. It's not that I can't make more, it's just I can't seem to hold on to it. So many things in life require money, and if you're not careful, it just disappears. Don't worry about me, though. I'm a lot better than I used to be. I'll be more careful to live within my means in the future. Music, architecture, sculpting, painting, all are worth taking the time to appreciate properly. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in all of them, but as long as I stay interested, maybe I can master them all one day. I mean, look, I already know how to play an instrument. You heard that I've earned myself a little fame in Sumeru? Don't believe everything you hear. They're exaggerating, trust me. It's easy enough to make a name for yourself in Sumeru if you stick around here long enough. Honestly, I think managing to keep a low profile would be more of an achievement. I hope you didn't hear about me because of my bankruptcy scandal, though. If you're actually willing to hear me out, I could tell you about some of my more redeeming qualities.
Он очарователен. Это просто замечательно. Ой, господи. Так, надо перебрать. 100 мы пока я не готова собрать, потому что артефактов на это все не хватает. Во-первых, мы возьмем, наверное, Кандакию по той простой причине, что с ней нужно качать дружбу. И... Кого взять? О, с Лизой еще нужно качать дружбу.
I'll keep an eye on you.
Так. Надо будет попробовать собрать вот этот сет. А что у меня там с Нахидой? Подожди, что-то с Нахидой было такое, что я это перо всовывала чисто из-за стат. Другой вопрос, если Кавеху не очень нужны статы, то ему это перо лучше будет на Нахиде. Так, милая, у тебя тут что происходит? Ой, какой кошмар. Что тебе дать, скажи мне, пожалуйста. Дать тебе вот это. Господь всемогущий, где я вам столько на мастерство стихий хреновин возьму? Вот скажите. Набожу корону на лечение. А у меня на ХП, интересно, корона есть? Так, ладно, Райден... Я сегодня в бездну не пойду, Райден придется пока поделиться. Там посмотрим. Тут надо все просто перебрать. Все нахрен снять со всех и все перебрать. Выкинуть, перераспределить то, что не нужно, то, что валяется дохлым грузом. Что там можно йола, надо йола. И сегодня Аяда собрался, он и молодец. Он один из всех персов собрался. Ну, если не считать деда, которому пофиг вообще, что носить. Вот. Возьму фалон. Не знаю, что брать, бери фалон. Мать, а ты чё работаешь? Скажи, пожалуйста. От максимального хп Кандаки. Замечательно. Мы сейчас возьмем и разденем Беннета. Наверное. Или Лайлу. Подождите, а что там? Та-та-та. Шапка на шанс, говорит, да. Что-то куча персонажей от ХП работает, блин, последнее время от мастерства. Где что? Взяла миллилитное дело, пошло. Все так будет ходить. Пока я собиралась... Пока я пересобирала, кого брать, я забыла, куда я шла. Куда я шла? Ты вообще помнит, куда я шла? Нежданные гости и вести от старых знакомых нарушили привычное спокойствие хижины Бубу. Любая встреча закончится расставанием, хотя бы и в смерти. Такова наша участь — рассеяться как пыль. Границы между ядом и лекарством размыты, и грань между жизнью и смертью уже не столь прочна, как раньше. Неужели в мире есть средства, способные помочь всем страждущим? Так, вернитесь на экран заданий, говорит мне штука. Сосуд лекаря, глава 1. Похоже, кто-то пришел к хижине Бубу просить о помощи. Отслеживать цель.
what's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine? Where are your mom and dad?
Are you lost?
No, I'm not. My name's Ayu, and I'm here because...
Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gui. What's going on? Hi, Traveler and Paimon.
Я уже забыла, как выглядит Пайман. Господи, боже мой.
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost. I think he must be new to the city. Probably wandered away from his parents and...
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad.
Your dad? How does a fully grown man manage to get lost in Liyue Harbor?
Well, my dad's always been kind of forgetful. In the past, he was just a little slow to react sometimes. But I'm worried that it's getting more serious.
So, what about your mom?
She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse and worse. I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village during the Lantern Ride, so I thought, why don't I take Dad to Liyue Harbor to see him there?
Это он про Байжу?
When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millith guards for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I turned back around, my dad was gone.
О, нет.
I asked the Millith guys to go find him, but he said they won't be able to send that many people. So then I figured, maybe I can ask some other people in the city to help.
You came to the right place. We're pros at finding people. Isn't that right, Traveler?
Конечно.
Changshan can help. She has a good sense of smell, like a dog. Hey, who's talking about me behind my back?
Chengsheng, Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no need to be upset. Hello, child. You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Bai Chžu?
Uncle Bai Chžu?
Chengsheng, now's not the time. My dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition? As much as you can recall.
Так что там происходит? Я думала, мне уже кто-то соболезнования там пишет в этот сам. Так.
Yes, Dr. Bai Chžu.
Можешь ей рассказывать Байжу, что случилось с его
I
отцом.
see. And your family lives near Chingsa Village, you say? I visit patients there frequently, but I don't recall ever seeing you or your parents.
Uh-huh. My mom doesn't like meeting other people, especially during Lantern Ride. She always tells me to just stay at home and keep my dad company.
Is that so? Ayu, by any chance, is your mother's name Jiangli?
Whoa, yeah, it is. Do you know my mom, Dr. Bai Chžu?
I certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to assist with the search. Would the two of you have time to join me?
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we'd help.
Oh, really? Well, that's wonderful. We are most grateful for your support.
Можешь на нас рассчитывать.
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first, but once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
Family is very important.
Thank you. Then I'll leave you to handle the pharmacy. Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and Ayu? Let's start by talking to the Millilith guards at the city gates, see if they have an update.
Так. В поисках врача. Так, ну я думаю, мы туда пешком можем дойти. Подожди. Да блин. Подстава, блин, с этой озвучкой.
They searched to the north, but couldn't find anyone who matched the description.
Well, that complicates things. The city folks say there's no sign of him either. We need to start looking further afield. But where are we gonna get the people?
Excuse me, sirs. Have you found out anything about my dad yet?
Ah, hey there, buddy. Dr. Bai Chžu. What?
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to join the search. Any new developments to update us on?
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower. As for updates, I'm sorry to say that we've searched the surrounding area thoroughly, but didn't find anything.
The guards at the crossing up ahead said they hadn't seen anyone either, so we don't believe he was heading towards the Guili Plains. But it is possible that he was bound for Luhua Pool.
Ну неужели нет какого-то места, которое было бы ему знакомо, либо вообще откуда-то издалека? Ну, как бы я знаю, что у людей с подобными проблемами они могут вспомнить какое-то место вообще из детства и пойти туда.
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
Мы там все осмотрим.
You will? Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
Sorry we weren't able to find your dad, buddy.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
Так, давайте не пойдем туда пешком. Давайте прям туда, что ли, телепортнемся. Мало ли.
Dad! Dad, can you hear me?
Look, there's somebody over there! Oh no, it's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further! Watch where you're going!
Здрасте. Это ты вовремя, мать.
Dear customer, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you needn't hasten the inevitable. Are you all right? Huh?
Dad!
Hey, Hu Tao! My, who do we have here? It's the Traveler in Paimon, and... my worst nightmare. I see she still hasn't warmed to you.
Thank you, Director Hu, for saving this man.
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me, Ayu.
Are you?
Who am I?
Your name is Jiao Liang, and you live just west of Qingse Village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. Remember? Does that jog your memory?
Oh, my name is Jia Liang. Liyue Harbor. See the doctor? Yes, I'm Jia Liang, and I need to see the doctor. Wait, why do I need to see the doctor?
Uh-oh. He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away! Sorry, Hu Tao. Gotta dash. Dinner's on us next time.
Hold on a second. You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo Boo Pharmacy in this state, are you?
Huh? Why not? What's the problem?
Come on, Bai Zhu. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs? Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away, but you're planning to use it for your own ends?
Use what? What are you talking about? Paimon's lost.
Пайман всегда lost. Господи. Хорошо, что она об этом говорит.
There are traces of god remains in Jialiang's system.
Что?
Oh, yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst. If that happens, the consequences will be unthinkable.
Paimon, sorry. What?
God remains?
There's no need to worry, Director Hu. I have methods of keeping them at bay. It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me? Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him?
Now you're bringing my great uncle into this? Bai Zhu, just what are you planning this time?
Merely to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Boo Boo Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Boo Boo Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today.
Мы тоже будем рядом.
Okay, deal. We're not gonna solve anything by keeping Jiao Liang here. I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great uncle's sake and the travelers, of course.
You must be pleased you brought the traveler along. Otherwise, this would have been a much more vexing ordeal.
Well, time is of the essence. Let's get ourselves back to Boo Boo Pharmacy at once.
Вы все вместе возвращаетесь в хижину Бубу. Через 3 километра нафиг. Перли мужика.
Blockages within the cardiovascular system. Reduced blood flow and energy circulation. I see. I suppose this must have caused the cognitive abnormalities.
Dr. Bai Zhu, how bad is it? Can you cure him?
Don't you worry. Baishu's a really great doctor. He's sure to find a way. Isn't that right, Baishu?
Ayu, do you know when your father first started displaying these symptoms?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as bad as this when I was still little.
So it's been a long time indeed.
Это очень плохо.
No, I have a treatment plan in mind. We can start tonight. Come and see me again tomorrow morning. I promise that by then, Ayu will find his father healthy and lucid again.
Thank you, Dr. Bai Zhu. Thank you so much.
If you still have any misgivings, Director Hu, please feel free to hang around for as long as you wish.
However, it would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus when treating a patient. Any distractions heighten the risk of complications.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something. But I will be back in an instant at the first sign that something's amiss.
Мы тоже пойдем.
See you tomorrow, Bai Zhu and Changcheng.
Bye for now, everyone.
Are you ready, Bai Zhu?
Ready as I'll ever be. I'm used to it by now. Come on, let's get started.
Блин, я когда проходила цепочки квестов в скрытой экономии, женщина, которая там была, она рассказывала про каких-то потомках здешних, тамошних ящеров. И она говорила, что типа они могут превращаться в людей, но глаза их всегда выдают. И когда она про них рассказывала, то есть у нее были такие глаза, очень похожие на Байжу. На глаза Байжу. И я его вспомнила, что типа, блин, он похож типа как раз вот на этих ящериц, получается, из экономии. И мне до сих пор интересно, он действительно имеет к ним отношение? Или они просто нарисовали ему такие глаза, ну, на старте, и... То есть они просто случайно такие. Я просто не верю в случайность дизайнов Михайо. Но ничего про это вообще нет нигде. Черный экран, вот моя любимая вообще часть Геншина, нафиг. Кто его знает, насколько это все хорошо закончится.
You know, Paimon's kind of curious after hearing Bai Zhu mention those people from his past. What do you think they were like?
Ты про наставника?
Yeah, you must be curious too, right? Let's go see what we can find out while Bai Zhu's busy treating Ayu's dad.
Даже Нахута уж сказала, что это какой-то ее родственник. Дедушка какой-то там.
While I'm idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled snake-bedecked docs doing surgery. Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the funeral director today?
На самом деле...
Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess. From the looks on your faces, you've got some questions for me.
Guilty as charged. So, we were just a little curious about Bai Zhu's master. What was he like? Oh, and also, how come you and Bai Zhu could tell so quickly that Jia Liang had god remains in his system?
Huh? I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful wrath of gods defeated in war.
Кажется, припоминаю.
Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, in the ancient world, dead gods were acting up, so our ancestors started purifying the air and burning the bodies of the deceased to guard the border between life and death. These days, we don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore, but all the relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can identify gods' remains when we see them.
Okay, Paimon gets it now. Wait, so how did Baiju learn to spot them?
Almost certainly from his master, who was also my great-uncle. Baiju's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Wow, fancy that! Huh. So, if he was from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, how did he end up as Baiju's master?
According to my grandpa, he and my great-uncle once went traveling together when they were young. They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast some sort of spell on my great-uncle, because after that encounter, he suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business and go practice medicine instead. My grandpa had a huge argument with him, but he couldn't convince him to stay. So my grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great-uncle stayed in Chenyu Vale to practice medicine. They never spoke to each other again.
Ай-яй-яй.
Funeral director to doctor is a pretty big career change. Kinda hard to imagine. But why did it drive a wedge between them for the rest of their lives? That seems a bit extreme.
If he had just become a regular doctor, there would have been no issue. After all, the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor wasn't unlike a regular doctor's clinic in the early days. But according to my grandpa, the pharmacist they met had a very ominous aura about him. And on top of that, the kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition goes against the natural order of things.
Ничего себе.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics, and you've seen how wary Baiju is around me. He'd never tell me anything. But even that says to me that he definitely has something to hide. One thing I do know about Baiju is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding is hard to say.
Бессмертие?
Anyway, so I will be sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally figure out what he's up to.
After all that, it seems like we have more questions than answers.
Действительно, давайте крутить время 5 до 8 утра. Ура, мое любимое занятие в Геншине. После черного экрана. После чтения черного экрана.
It's a new day! Let's go back to Boo Boo Pharmacy and check out how Jia Liang is doing.
Мне не скучно, мне реально интересно, я просто устала. Поэтому я зеваю.
Dad!
Блин. И салфеток-то нету, блин, это самое. Слезы потекли, я тоже зеваю.
Oh, are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now. Oh, are you? I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick. Has your mom shown up yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her. And Dr. Baiju's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baiju.
My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything, I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years.
Not at all, Dr. Baiju. It's only because Jiang Li... What was her reason again?
You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Director Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jia Liang's condition?
It seems like the evil presence is gone after all. You really did manage to suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
Да, как говоришь, надо рот открывать, пожалуйста.
That would be a trade secret, I'm afraid. If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jia Liang for as long as you wish. Though I regret to say that Boo Boo Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wang Sheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Oh, come on, Bai Zhu. I'm not that unreasonable.
Боже, странное выражение на лице. Что-то не так. Ой-ой-ой, сорян.
I've been stuck indoors for too long. Bai Zhu, take me outside for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
Yes, of course. Everyone, please excuse Qiangsheng and myself for a moment.
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry state you're in by now. But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody? You should at least share your secret with one person you trust.
Who's there?
Человек, которому ты можешь доверять. Это я.
Why did you follow us here?
Мне показалось, тебе стало нехорошо.
Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face? Traveler, Paimon, the truth is, Bai Zhu did not cure Jia Liang's illness.
Выражение лица Люмин замечательное. Мое любимое выражение лица.
Instead, he transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison in his system.
Действие яда?
Bai Zhu, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients.
Действует до сих пор. Чаншен помогает каждому хранителю знаний. Наша школа исцеляет больных.
I believe the irregularities with Jia Liang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has not been purged from Jialiang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery medium. This will suppress the poison's effects for a limited time.
Changsheng? You can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baiju's strange choice of a necklace. Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text. Whoa. Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
Please, that's enough.
Похоже, тебе стало еще хуже.
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging your own body?
Всемогущий Паймон, это было понятно 5 минут назад.
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. We must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body, and soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own.
Байжу, позволь нам помочь тебе.
Baiju, don't you think you should seize this opportunity? You cannot expect to hide this from everyone for your entire life. Time will see that all secrets surface eventually.
Entire life. Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
Huh. Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you. But there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
Ладно, и что нам делать дальше?
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to it. Yes, I asked Ayu this morning before you arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the west of Qingsa village. Let's head there together once I've asked Gui and Chi-Chi to look after the pharmacy. As well as investigating Jia Liang's exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother, my fellow disciple Jiang Li.
Блин, прикольно. Мне нравится. Я, конечно, думала, что змея непростая, но... Ой, цы-цы.
She's finally gone. She's gone for good now, right?
Она про...
Right?
Она прохутала, что ли? Бедный ребенок, господи. Блин, мне прям некомфортно. Сейчас, секунду.
There's still a long road ahead.
Я прям не могу, я прям сюжетку не могу как бы проходить, когда у меня нет, ну и квесты вот такие вот, когда у меня нет люмин в команде. Сейчас я сделаю одну фигню на всякий случай. Не очень удобно в электро, но это... хоть как-то поможет. Так, статуя Сёгуна, дай мне силы. Восстановы мало. Не знаю, где столько восстановы брать. Из какой жопы. Во, нормально. Так, пойдем. Господь всемогущий. Еще подальше запихались. Я надеюсь, что в водный люмин будет нормально воды разливать, потому что мне бы не помешал водный люмин. Если хочу его куда-нибудь пристроить... Сейчас на самом деле можно в дендро попробовать будет пристроить.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa Village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiang Li was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jiang Li? You said she was your fellow disciple, right?
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale. She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang. Wait, Changxiang, are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jiang Li did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Quarrel? What happened? I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiangli or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh, so that's why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Bai Zhu. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions? You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
What the... Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now. Jiangli has lived in this house for many years. There must be something here that can shed a little light on this whole situation.
Что у меня на голове, Господь всемогущий.
Let's split up. But if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
Наблюдение за столбом. На столбе видны неглубокие зарубки. Наверное, родители отмечали рост малыша Юи. Возле нижней зарубки вырезана едва различимая надпись. Чем скорее вырастет малыш Юи, тем раньше уйти. Судя по количеству зарубок, семья давно живет в этом доме. Почему наблюдение за дровами? Может быть, осмотреть дрова? Что это за странный выбор слова вообще? Как оно может быть рядом со словом дрова? Что за ними наблюдать? Они лежат, никого не трогают. Уже хрен знает сколько времени, мне кажется. Дрова аккуратно сложены, на поленьях ровные срубы. Человек, коловший дрова, был в хорошей физической форме. Дрова в нижней части поленницы успели отсыреть. Видимо, поленницу давно не пополняли. Дневник, исписанный детским почерком. Кусок черепицы на крыше сломался. Нам с мамой до него не достать. Хорошо, что папа был рядом. Он быстро все починил. Сегодня за обедом стол немного качался. Папа хотел починить, но сломал ножку. Папа снова стал все забывать. Буду вести записи, потом прочту ему, когда он поправится.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick.
Да, что там случилось?
What is this?
Выглядит не очень, откровенно говоря. Я надеюсь, мы не будем это пить.
Changsheng and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was hidden inside.
Останки божества?
You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison concocted using god remains. Is it breathing? Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
Эта штука похожа на штуку, которая бы понравилась Доторе, мне кажется.
No, your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive.
Живой?
Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Можно их выманить на один какой-нибудь кусочек сыра?
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
Ничего себе.
The call of the... Wait. So back when Jia Liang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading.
Он шел к деревне Цинце.
Only one thing could have been drawing him there. The source of the god remains used as the poison's key ingredient, the mother lode.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jia Liang?
Так может, жена и отравила?
Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden? Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house. You mean Jia Liang? Why would he poison himself?
Пайман, подумай еще.
Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else who lives here, and who might have expertise in crafting drugs. Huh? So you're saying... it was Jiang Li?
Ура! Дын-дын.
Wait, but that doesn't make any sense either. Why would she poison her own husband?
I agree. It makes little sense. Jiang Li does not strike me as the kind of person who would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of Liyue have the ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
Простите, а чьи это останки?
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jia Liang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery.
Теперь ты знаешь, как обезвредить яд?
Yes. According to the origins and symptoms of diseases, the minor lodes will disappear if the mother lode is purged. So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison will leave Jia Liang's system without the need for any further treatment. Do you know anything about god remains in Qingsa village?
Только по слухам.
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time.
Но у нас есть там как минимум 3 ископаемых. Одного в расчет не берем, потому что он немножко не в себе. Как минимум 2. А еще на горе есть несколько, которых можно было бы спросить. Они очень любят поговорить.
Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this? Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa, what? Enter a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery if you ask Paimon. Hey, plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach.
Идеальный контракт. Можно мне такую?
Stronger and healthier? Wow, that's amazing! Bai Zhu, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few days.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Temperament? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face?
Странно. Говорят, у Бай Чжу слабое здоровье. Их покойный наставник не отличался долголетием.
Paimon's mad! You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you! Baiju, you're Mannequin Man! Chung, you're just a pain in the neck!
Ужасно, Паймон.
This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
Выбирай любого, я тебе что скажу.
With how antisocial they are, if it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk.
Вообще-то смогу.
What?
Seems you're as well connected as they say, traveler. We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
Сяо. Да, этот вообще не откажет. Сяо.
You called?
Да что ты каждый раз прыгаешь? Да господи.
Gets Paimon every time. Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Bai Chžu of Boo Boo Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite, when we met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me?
Только не бей сразу, подожди. Давай сначала все объясним. В плане не меня не бей, а банку не бей. Позволь мне объяснить. Вообще-то я хотела спросить тебя о древних божествах. Вы рассказываете Сяо все.
So someone has been concocting demonic poison. Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable. I now know what you seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Jinxa village.
Вот это офигенное место, чтобы построить деревню, я считаю. Это даже лучше, чем место для Алькасар-сарая, блин, которое...
A vile monster known as the Chжu once wrought havoc over this land, before it was subdued by Rex Lapis.
Но мы же разгадывали секрет Чи, подожди. Это та пещера, блин, нам еще туда забуриться, еще раз пошли. Не вопрос, я там все открыл.
The land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Jinxa village was founded some time after that. The seal is still mostly intact. If the Chжu is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, its aura is faint and barely detectable. You will need to investigate further to identify the location of the leak.
Ясно.
I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary.
А если я очень попрошу?
But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name again.
Спасибо, Сяо. Мне кажется, он узнал змею.
Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
a strange adeptus. Rather different from the way I remember them.
That's Xiao for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go off of.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb-gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Так давайте сначала сходим в пещеру, которая по секрету чьи-то мы нашли.
Master, there's a problem.
Ты из гавани сюда бежал. То есть беда случилась примерно тогда, когда мы ушли. Там все плохо.
Gwei? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me everything.
It's Jiaoliang. He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Already? How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy now!
Так, а вот эту хреновину мы с собой забирать будем, чтобы еще хуже стало или что? Здесь ее как бы оставлять, наверное, не прикольно. Господь всемогущий. То есть, представляете, он вот так вот это вот все надо было пробежать. Вот это. Капец, он спортсмен.
Dad! What's wrong? Dad?
Don't be scared. Dr. Bai Chжу will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Bai Chжu, you're back! My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood. Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
When Gwei left, he was still conscious. But now...
Gwei, please take Jiaoliang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
Baishu's not gonna use Changsheng's secret art again, is he? Is there really no other way to save Jiaoliang?
А наше присутствие здесь необходимо? Мы могли бы с Паймон пока поискать остатки божества? В крайнем случае, если там была бы какая-нибудь хрень, можно было бы позвать Сяо. Мы тратим время. Обожаю крутить до 8 утра.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact,
Боюсь, там
I
упал
can't
уже
explain
доктор
it,
Бай
but
Чжу.
somehow I feel even better than usual.
Учитывая твое веселое состояние.
Wait, where's Dr. Bai Chжu? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiangli once we find her.
Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventurers Guild.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Bai Chžu in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Bai Chžu hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he...
Давай посмотрим, что с ним.
Huh? Hey, wait up!
Huh?
You're finally awake? That was far too risky. Even with me here to help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jiang Li's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
So, how much longer do you think Bai Zhu's gonna nap for?
They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
All right.
Surely he hasn't. There's no way he could have just...
Who's talking behind our backs again?
Ah! Bai Zhu! Changsheng!
Вы в порядке?
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment. And as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition. Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs. Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
Зачем Чжэнли давала ему яд?
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, and the poison accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiang Li had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiang Li has exposed herself to them.
Так она сама, небось, полуживая где-нибудь валяется еще.
I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jia Liang's life, Jiang Li has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
Отличный выбор угробить еще себя. То есть я понимаю, что она его, скорее всего, как бы любила и любит, наверное, и ради мальчика, у которого, чтобы у него было оба родителя. Но не проще ли было в это все рассказать ему? Чтобы он сознательно пошел на этот шаг, либо наоборот бы выбрал другую судьбу для себя. Это А. Б. Теперь два родителя болеют, и мальчик может остаться в принципе сиротой. То есть охренительный выход из ситуации. Я, конечно, надо до конца досмотреть, что там получится, но пока это выглядит все как-то крипово и не очень хорошо.
I never suspected that even Jiang Li would turn to the same path as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate. To sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible. Whatever the cost may be.
Судьба.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jia Liang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiang Li is.
А банку-то мы где прикопали?
Her regular exposure to God remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
Кто там?
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Bai Chžu.
Ah! It's Jialiang! Don't tell Paimon you overheard everything already.
Я считаю, что он имеет право на это знать вообще в принципе. Паймон, что ты несешь?
Dr. Bai Chžu, please let me come with you. You've already done so much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiang Li's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart.
No! We're out of time! We have to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
Так ты нам на карте покажи или объясни на пальцах. Пока ты помнишь, а то мало ли что.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue. So why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
Very well. Then follow me.
Dr. Bai Chžu, are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen, and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my medicine cabinet. I hope it works.
Dr. Bai Chžu? Do you mean...
Hop to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself again.
Okay.
А чувствует ли она жар? Это вообще достаточно опасная штука, если она, ну, у нее чувствительности нет, блин. Что-то мне как-то очень сильно светит в меня.
That strange feeling is back. It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
Так может просто пойти за ним, чтобы он шел на этот самый, на самый... Я же скажу, что его тянет типа к главному источнику заразы.
The Motherlode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Chжu blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's... this way. Yes, I'm sure of it. I feel a dull ache in my heart. This must be the way. This place feels familiar. I think I've been here before.
There is an inauspicious presence here. Even I can sense it.
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay? Maybe you should rest here while we continue the search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still waiting for me. Then let's hurry.
Сумасшедший дом. Отправляйтесь под землю. А может быть, ты мне напишешь какое-нибудь сплетение древних снов. Так, мне нужно Дендра и Гео, да? Ой, тут Вишап. Вишап, говоришь. А чё, кроме Вишапа, что-то есть? Так, ну у нас же щит от Бай Чжу есть. Нормально так сходим. Просто если там нет загадок на Гео, то, как бы, я думаю, от Бай Чжу-то щит выдержит.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. Who knows what we're gonna find up ahead? The digging marks here appear amateur and rather old. I suspect it is a thieves' tunnel. A thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their tools?
Гадость какую-то раскопали и убежали, чё?
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save me in this cave. But she said that the method would cause me to... curses! Why can't I remember what she said?
Easy, Jialiang. Come on, let's keep going.
Разгребать всю эту хрень, походу, придется Хутави.
The doctor will see you now.
Yeah! Ta! Ka! A bitter pill to swallow. Ta! Fa! Ka!
Sight clear!
Lightning flash!
Flee!
Scanning!
Tay! Ta! Mind the side effects. A bitter pill to swallow. Ta! Fa! Ha! Ka! Yeah! Taking a turn for the better.
Grant us your blessing!
Feast your eyes! Sight clear!
Mind the side effects. Ta! Ta!
Whoa, there's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
Курительница чистая, на ней совсем нет пыли. На внутренних стенках свежие следы огня. Вряд ли это осталось от похитителей сокровищ.
I believe this sensor was used to burn a monster-repelling incense.
A monster repelling incense? You sure? 'Cause we did run into that group of monsters just now.
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave. No doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to flee and abandon their designs on this cave. After them, Jiang Li was the next person to discover this place and what lies inside. But to her, it presented an opportunity to save Jia Liang's life, albeit as a last resort.
That's right. This sensor, it belongs to Jiang Li. Yes, this was the place. This is where I told Jiang Li to give me the poison.
Jialiang!
I'm fine. Let's keep going. I can feel it. She is right below us, waiting for me.
То есть он знал, что он умирает? В смысле, ты дал... Игра, ты даешь мне провного Байжу и еще с уродливыми крыльями? Спасибо, игра. Можно мне моего было оставить?
I can feel it. We're getting close. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use of.
Ага. подожди. Обожди. Да подожди. Так, а если я сейчас ее подвину, она не это самое не вернется? Ну как бы. Дверь не закроется. Вонючая гадость. Не достает отсюда.
Pin them down!
Scanning.
Да ты серьезно?
Mind the side. This is nothing. Remember, health comes first. A bitter pill to swallow. Mind the side effects.
Do your worst! We shall prevent...
A bitter pill to swallow. Seems like an emergency.
Breaking new ground. Come at me.
Lightning flash! The doctor will see you now.
Sight clear.
Ha! Too easy!
Bellowing thunder!
A bitter pill to swallow. Remember, health comes first.
Знать? Серьезно? Сигнал. 98.
Hear my prayer!
Scanning.
The doctor will see you now.
Flee!
Мне нравится, как мы торопимся всех спасать, при этом всегда есть время на то, чтобы забрать сундук. Там чё? И пусть весь мир подождет, да. Подожди, а почему я не могу его включить? Или нужно типа вот так, и они как в горах эти... А, да. Механика, как у камней в горах, которые с этим землетрясением. Так, туда нельзя, ты куда? Подожди, Люмин. Это твоя жена?
The god remains must have lured them here. Watch my back.
Lightning flash! Do your worst! Grant us your blessing!
Sight clear!
A bitter pill to swallow. Mind the side effects. This is nothing.
Yield!
Scanning!
Taking a turn for the better.
The doctor will see you now.
Тут еще и все горит. Замечательно.
Take this!
Watch and learn! Come at me!
Hear my prayer! Do your worst!
A bitter pill to swallow.
The doctor will see you now.
Seems like an emergency.
Нифига.
Flee! Thunderclap!
Scanning!
Dr. Bai Chžu, how serious is it? Is she...
I can still feel a pulse, but her condition is quite grave. The god remains here are encroaching on her cognition, much as the poison in your system did to you.
Жесть вообще.
If we don't eliminate it soon, then even if we save her life, I fear that she may never wake up again.
Then, what are we waiting for? Let's destroy the remains right away!
Она, я не знаю, я никогда не уничтожала такие вещи. Может быть, Сяо позвать.
It's not as simple as that. Don't you remember what Bai Chžu said? The poison within Jialiang's body is inextricably linked to the god remains here. If the source is purged, the poison in his system will stop having any effect.
Но мы сохраним жизнь женщине.
And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. So, if it stops working... Oh no. Are you saying...
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life will come to an end.
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait! But we've all been working our butts off to save Jialiang's life! After all that, we can't just give up on him!
И что ты предлагаешь? Он все равно когда-нибудь умрет. Поддерживать его жизнь ценой других, пускай сам выбирает.
Bai Chžu, you're a great doctor. Surely you gotta know of some other way we can save him, right?
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiang Li, maybe if we put our heads together, we can think of something?
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you, right up until the moment when she lost consciousness. Maybe it's her greatest wish that you will continue to take it and live.
Dr. Bai Chžu, give it to me straight. How long does Jiang Li have?
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would give her less than 3 days. But if I were to treat her using a secret art...
Ты ведь не собираешься снова?
But what would be the point of that? Dr. Bai Chžu, I'm all too aware of the dangers of god remains. You are not the first to mention it to me. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiang Li have to keep risking her life to make my medicine for me, but I would have to live with the looming threat of these remains breaking out and wreaking havoc not just upon me, but my entire family. I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see how you grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiangli back, then even if I die...
Jialiang.
After cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to life. Traveler, Dr. Bai Chžu, could I have another minute with my wife? I just want to have one final moment together.
Of course.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
Очень красивый свет от этих останков.
Jialiang. Bai Chžu, Changsheng. Is there really nothing else you can do?
I am sure that over the years, Jiangli will have tried all the conventional methods known to humankind. As for less conventional methods, I have little expertise besides Changsheng's secret art.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural processes of aging and death, Jiangli would not have had to resort to unnatural methods. What a crazy situation! Jiangli risked it all to save Jialiang's life, and now Jialiang has to sacrifice himself to save Jiangli. What's the point of it all?
Я думаю, единственный смысл здесь оставить мальчику хоть одного родителя. Единственное, что мы можем сделать, принять волю Дзяляня.
I've seen many final farewells in my time, but I can never get used to it.
In the human realm, all things must come to an end. Is it not a fitting end to die for a worthy cause?
Она мне нравится.
At least, that's what generations of masters before you have always believed.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly sacrifice themselves for others, I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least deserving of death.
When all this began, we agreed that once Ayu was old enough to help you gather herbs, it would be time for me to go. If you could only see him now. He took me all the way to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. And he even got the Adventurers Guild to search for you. So, I know that you'll both be okay without me. I've said my goodbyes. My time has come. Do what you must.
As you wish.
То есть ты знаешь, как их уничтожить?
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories. In the end, you'll become little more than a shadow of your true self.
I'll take it. At the very least, it will allow me to stay with you and watch Ayu grow up.
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad.
Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some medicinal herbs right away. I promise you, nothing will happen to our family.
Why would these memories come to mind now? The longer we live, the tighter we cling to what we have. Oh, how I would love to hear your voice one last time.
Jialiang. 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 Jialiang.
Шо, опять?
Dad, are you awake?
Jiangli, are you?
Ну, кстати, на самом деле круто, что он знал о своей судьбе все-таки. То, что она ему рассказала, все, это очень здорово. Я думала, она просто тот самый. Я уже было подумала, что она его травила по своей прихоти. Как бы это, ну, это неправильно.
Didn't I... Huh? What are these?
How does it feel to come back to life?
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could you describe it to me in detail?
Dr. Bai Chžu, I thought that I was going to...
Die? You did indeed. As things stand now, you're more akin to a zombie than a human.
I'm a zombie?
That's right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare an elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death. Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to extend your life indefinitely. Whether it will keep you alive for a few days, a few months, or a few years, I am as interested as you to find out. But, however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes before departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Hu finds this arrangement to be a satisfactory one.
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no effect were it not for Jialiang's iron will. In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death and the perpetual cycle of yin and yang. All I know is that if I'm presented with a life that deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them. And even this would have counted for nothing without Director Hu's assistance. After all, did you not tell Jialiang to show us the way before we set off for Qingce village?
Oops. And I'm busted.
Without Director Hu nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiangli in time.
Значит, это была Хутао.
No wonder he didn't mention the elixir back then. I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once, but apparently not.
Director Hu told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it seems nothing escapes Dr. Bai Chžu's attention.
Never underestimate a serpent's sense of smell.
All I wanted was to help Jialiang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he could be on his way to the afterlife without any unfulfilled wishes making the journey more difficult than it needs to be. Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to snatch the perfect opportunity right out of my hands at the last hurdle. Never mind. I'll just have to put it down in the books as a deferred consideration. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum. The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known this was coming, I'd have whisked him off to the Wangsheng funeral parlor the moment I found him.
You stay away from my dad! When I grow up, I'm gonna become an even better doctor than Mom and Bai Chžu, and cure Dad for good!
Он уже мертв.
Oh, is that right? Well, you wouldn't be the first person who's tried to put Wangsheng Funeral Parlor out of business. If you're serious about it, you'll have your work cut out for you. traveler, Paimon. I'll catch you all another time.
Is she finally gone? All's well that ends well. If you ask Paimon, we should probably do something to celebrate this hard-earned family reunion.
Я догадываюсь, что ты имеешь в виду.
At times like this, a grand celebratory feast is in order.
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago when I last talked with Zhongli and Ayu around the dinner table.
Давно я не готовила, самое время показать класс.
Hey, Paimon can't wait! Alright, first things first, off to the market for some fresh ingredients. Let's go!
Wait up! I'll come too!
Bai Zhu, thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Don't mention it, Jiangli. I was just doing my duty.
Just your duty, huh? Bai Zhu, Changsheng, would you mind if we took this conversation outside?
Now that you are part zombie, there are some rules that you need to know.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
First, don't forget to stretch your body regularly. Second, don't forget...
Yes? Go on. Don't forget to...
I forgot.
О, нет. Записную книжку не забудь купить, чтобы все записывать.
Now that you are part zombie...
Это то же самое.
First...
Покинуть помещение. Где она?
Time flies. It's been so long since we bade each other farewell in Shenyu Vale. Changsheng, you're the same as ever. You haven't changed one bit.
You, on the other hand, have changed a lot.
You're right. My younger self would have never imagined that things would one day turn out this way. Or that you'd turn out this way, Bai Zhu. I've taken a look at your elixir of immortality. It's not altogether dissimilar from the poison I concocted in terms of the way it functions.
I have to say, Jiangli, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life. I hope you're not too upset at me for copying your methods.
No, not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, I believe you would have eventually arrived at the same approach. But I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a thorough understanding of it. Jialiang's still only been in your care for a few days. Not just that, you even managed to improve upon the original formula. That cannot be explained by intellect alone. Bai Zhu, be honest with me. Did you try out some of the poison on yourself?
Huh. Told you the truth would surface sooner or later.
Life force isn't the only thing that Changsheng's contract lets you transfer between bodies, is it?
Nothing gets past you, Jiangli. You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also allows for the transfer of toxins and diseases. When I treated Jia Liang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only did this allow me to alleviate the burden on him, but it also gave me an opportunity to study its properties. There is no need to worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in me will have already dissipated.
But you took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the god's remains back there, then even you might have... What am I saying? I'm in no position to criticize you for this. The reason I left our master and went into hiding all those years ago was that he was getting old, and I didn't want him using up any more of his own life force to treat my husband. But in the end, how were my methods any different? I risked one life to save another, and then you tried the poison on yourself too. It looks like both of us have ended up going the same way as our master before us. Are all disciples of Chenyu Vale destined to turn out this way? To live a short life, having given away our own for the sake of others? To fight relentlessly against the natural course of life and death, whatever the cost? Maybe our fate is sealed the moment we decide to study medicine.
We are doctors, Jiangli. We ought never say that anyone's fate is sealed.
Bai Zhu, I can tell that, over the years, you've used the contract with Changshang to transfer many diseases and toxins to yourself. There are so many that, some of them, I don't even recognize. Can you still stop before it's too late?
I think you know the answer, Jiangli. Every one of us from Chenyu Vale believes in the same thing.
Hey! Food's ready! Mom, come and join us! The Traveler taught me a load of new recipes, and said even Dad'll be able to taste them. Come and try them out!
Yes, darling. Mom will be there in just a second. Hey, slow down. Bai Zhu, I know I won't be able to convince you, but please don't forget that if one day you're not around anymore, Chi-Chi, Gui, and all the friends who have grown fond of you, they will all miss you dearly.
There's no need to worry, Jiangli. I know what I'm doing.
I can only hope so.
Baiyu, what did Jiang Li mean by not around anymore? Are you gonna be okay?
Еще что это за судьба, о которой говорила Чэньшэн?
Every single mortal I've ever contracted with, including Baiju and Jiang Li's master, has passed away at a young age. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that the contract with you helps people live longer.
Потому что они сами сокращают свою жизнь. Паймон, чем ты слушаешь, Господь всемогущий?
It is a very long story.
Long ago, when plagues ravaged the land, one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering. But even the most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide of disease. And after working tirelessly for many years, even his dearest loved ones fell sick and bade their final farewell. Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake, its breathing weak and its power all but spent.
Sign this contract and let our lives be joined. Then I will impart to you the secret art of healing. But be warned, this art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, the doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say goodbye. Only now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others. And generation upon generation followed in these footsteps. Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the path taken by my predecessors, and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is, until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poison chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured. Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away, just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed? Are not the lives cut short by this contract just as worthy of saving as any patients? What is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer. I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a remedy for this conundrum, which has ailed us so.
Time and again, no matter how much I try to warn them or balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandoned the contract and left you without a host, what would happen?
I suppose I'd spend my final moments taking a nice nap on Mount Yaojun. Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that deserves to be saved, why shouldn't I do everything within my power to save it?
Once again, it's the same answer. So be it. Close your eyes. Who knows how many more people will take on this contract?
None. This contract will end with me.
My contract has strict requirements on the host's natural temperament. All my hosts have been most pure of heart.
Пойман под эту категорию не подходит, говоришь?
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art, they are more seduced than the average person by the miracle of overturning the laws of life and death. Though they know better than anyone else the fate that awaits them, when faced with the sorrows of humanity and the pain of losing their nearest and dearest, they cannot help but reach beyond human means. They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame, seeking a glimmer of hope in a dark world filled with pain and suffering.
So, Bai Chžu, does that mean...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns for the light, but doesn't want to be burned to a crisp. Changsheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of pain in the world. It's just like we witnessed. Either Jia Liang feared for Jiang Li's life, or Jiang Li grieved over Jia Liang's sacrifice. I have nothing but the utmost respect for my predecessors, who sacrificed their lives for their principles. But I do not wish to join their ranks, nor do I wish to pass on this contract to anyone else in the future.
Huh? But didn't you already transfer a ton of diseases onto yourself?
Если он станет бессмертным, он станет последним.
What makes a poison poison? And what makes a disease a disease? When it comes down to it, are not both mechanisms that affect the operations of the human body? If disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps the true elixir of immortality could in fact be a kind of poison. Many may view the notion of searching for immortality in poisons and illnesses as a flagrant violation of the natural order. But to me, it is no different from the way our ancestors tested the medicinal qualities of herbs by sampling each and every one. I don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Nor do I wish for Chengsheng to perish from losing her host. This leaves only one solution, doesn't it?
Вечная жизнь.
Precisely. I will be Chengsheng's final host, and the tradition of passing down the contract will end with me.
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself. Now you even want to save me. You're getting greedy, Bai Chžu.
But isn't wanting to have it all what makes us human? For a selfish moth like me, who's afraid of the flame yet yearns for the light, the only path forward is up towards the moon.
Huh. For once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
Dr. Bai Chžu, Traveler, what are you still chatting about? The food's about to get cold.
We also have coconut milk for Changsheng and Paimon.
Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of burning questions, but they can wait till after we've eaten.
Paimon.
I do envy Paimon sometimes. Eating her fill is enough to satisfy her body and mind.
True. And yet, although we call them simple pleasures, are such things as these not precisely why we mortals cling desperately to the life we have?
Ура! Квестик выполнили. Мыхнем. Примерно ни хрена не получим и останемся довольны. Ну, что, мне, кстати, понравился квест. Я, если честно, даже соскучилась, мне кажется, по длинным квестам вообще, в принципе, по Геншину, потому что очень давно нормально не играла. Очень классная история. Мне побомбить даже особо не на что было. И, мне очень понравилось то, что женщина рассказала мужу о том, что происходит. То есть это не был такой типа травить чтобы никто ни о чем не знал. Это здорово. Они, ну то есть как бы
Show me your prescription.
Такие очень приятные, все персонажи просто приятные, очень классный квест. Не знала, начинать или нет, но я не пожалела, честно. О, подожди, что тут происходит? Пошли рыбачить. Единственное, что как бы, блин, настолько все плохо, когда стало. С другой стороны, раз ему стало настолько плохо, что он не отдуплял действительность, как бы он не мог сказать, что все, типа, хватит, оставьте меня сколько можно, типа, вы себя не бережете, чтобы меня выкармливать. Ой, прости. Единственное, что вот как бы вариант с тем, чтобы пострадать самой, и он не выживет без нее, и она погибнет. То есть ребенок лишится двух родителей в этой ситуации. Что вы творите, Господь всемогущий? Остановитесь. Ладно, на сегодня все тогда, потому что господи, уже поздно дофига. На завтра у меня там вроде Ханкай висит видосик. Не знаю, стримить я буду дальше или попробуем, ну, еще запишу видосиков, потому что у меня сейчас со временем все очень странно, непонятно. Вот, но anyway, там, если что, в Телеграме где-нибудь, ВКонтакте и так далее, можно заранее все посмотреть о том, как идет дела. Вот. Все, на сегодня все. Ссылочка на весь плейлист Genshin Impact обязательно будет в описании. Подписывайтесь на канал, если вам интересно, оставляйте комментарии. Всем хорошей ночи. Пока-пока. Покойной начале.